connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. It's beautiful in Chicago today, although at midnight it's going to rain. So we're on a flood watch, as usual. I just wish some of this rain would go to the West Coast because this is ridiculous. We've gotten so much of it, and they really need it. So, Mother Nature, if you're listening, send it their way, please. And FYI, I have no co-host tonight. David is busy and Sabina is busy, so I'm on my own. And I'm waiting for my guest to call in. Tonight I welcome actress and producer Alaina Huffman, who many of you may know from Supernatural as Abaddon, or from Smallville as Black Canary, and then Stargate Universe. She's a lieutenant, and I can't think of what her name is right now. But anyways, yeah. And she's been on quite a few other things. She's been in movies and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting for her to call in. Some of you may be aware that I do a music show as well called Take Two Radio Music, and tomorrow I'm going to welcome as a guest at 3 p.m. Eastern Time pop singer-songwriter from the UK, and his name is Luke Potter. So if you'd like to join in and listen to that interview as well, then follow me at Take Two Radio Music, and there's a link there. I usually retweet it from all my accounts, so you might find it that way as well. And then next week, Tuesday on September 16th, we will welcome Brandy Maxwell, and she's from the Hollywood Wives LA, and she's going to talk about the show as well as what she went through with cancer and infertility. So I think that's a must-listen-to show for all women in the very least. And let's see, what else do we have coming up? Next Monday is my Music Monday indie show where I play indie music from around the world, and that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time every single Monday. And that's really about it. I don't know where my guest is. How about if I play a song until she gets on the line? I'm going to try to reach out to her publicist and find out. She might just be running a few minutes late. But this song is called All Kinds of Crazy, and it's by Cody Prevost.
It's alright if we go all
Take Two Radio Music Show, and it was a lot of fun to speak with. I just sent out a tweet and an email, so just waiting for some kind of response. Hopefully she's calling in soon. I think she's just running late. I got a confirmation that all is good, so let's hope this is happening soon. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and play another song. This one's called Amazing Things by Sahara Star.
I witnessed that bottle does amazing things. Said it helped Hemingway write the stories that he wrote. Well, that may be the case, but all I get from you is body shots of a total stranger, tattoos of an embarrassing nature, karaoke with a drunken slur, hanging out with the devil's herd.
Another great song, and I'm going to actually play another one for you because I'm still waiting, and I apologize for all of those that are listening out there, and just hope that everything's okay and she gets to us quickly. The next song I'll play is Blow Me Away by Rob Bonfiglio, or Bonfiglio, depending on who says it. He's actually a guitarist for Wilson Phillips, besides writing his own music and singing it and playing all the instruments and everything. He's pretty much a one-man band. He also belongs to a group called California Saga, which is with the offspring of the Beach Boys, and he's married to Carney Wilson of Wilson and Phillips. So here's his song, Blow Me Away.
Your I've seen reflections in the rearview mirror of your car. The one thing that you needed but you never did desire. The one thing that just set your soul on fire. Your 69 Charger and your subatomic gun. Metal plate glitter in the California sun. Your superstone smile that just gives it all away. Now I only wanna hear you say, I wanna hear you say, hold me, love me, blow me away. Hold me, love me, blow me away. Come on. It's just the way that you, it's just the way that you love me. Walking down the boulevard, I'm frozen in a trance. Fur around your collar and the fire in your glance. I do believe I know you now. You give yourself away. Now I only wanna hear you say, I wanna hear you say, hold me, love me, blow me away. Yeah, yeah, me, love me, blow me away. I wanna hear you say, hold me, love me, love me, blow me away. I want you to blow me away. Hold me, love me, yeah, it's just the way that you, it's just the way that you, it's just the way that you love me.
Oh, that was Rob Bonfilio, and I hope you enjoyed the music. I do believe our guest is with us. So, Alaina, is this you?
Hi, yes. So sorry, I had some phone trouble. How you doing?
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I figured you were just running, excuse me, just running late, and I was hoping everything was okay. So that's a good thing that you're okay. Well, first off, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Also, I want to mention that you are my birthday twin. Well,
Nice.
I should say kinda, because the year is a little different, but I'm not telling you when mine is.
I think that's a popular birthday. I have a lot of birthday twins. Do you find you do too?
Yeah, I actually do. I went to school with a girl who was actually born on the same day, same year, everything. So I do find that a lot. Mhm.
Yeah.
And when I was born, it was Easter Day, but it hasn't been on Easter since then.
Right, but it's close. It's always around Easter.
Yeah, Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get Good Friday or what is it, Palm Thursday or Palm Sunday and something Thursday. But, never on Easter. So don't know if that's going to happen again.
Yeah, who knows? That and tax day. It's close to tax day.
Yes. Yeah.
Never forget.
I think we all try to forget that one.
I know. No. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's April 17th.
Yes. Thank you. I'll have to remember next year and wish you a happy birthday. I was pleased to see that on your IMDb.
Yeah.
Well, I read on your IMDb that you went for your first, I think it was Wikipedia, who knows, wherever I was searching, that your first professional audition you got for the main role in a Fox Family Channel series, but ended up turning down to be a model. And I was so surprised to see that. I mean, if that's what you were going for and you did something completely different. Tell us how that came about and why you chose modeling at that time.
Well, I didn't turn it down. I did book the pilot, and we shot the pilot, and it didn't get picked up. And then about maybe 6 or 7 months later, I was approached in the mall, as by an agency and asked if I was interested in modeling, and that just sort of became my career for the next several years. I grew up in Vancouver, and Vancouver now does a lot of production, but at the time it didn't do that much. I mean, there was a few things that went on there, but not nearly as much as goes on now. So there wasn't really a market there to work, and there wasn't agencies or anything like that. And including the modeling world, that everything I did was overseas, in Asia and in Europe, and there was nothing really to pursue there.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. And you got to take what's out there that's going to pay you, too. I mean, that's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and, again, with the travel, I was living in Tokyo when I was 14. I was quite young when I started, but just sort of on that career path, you've got to kind of go where the jobs are, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did you end up picking up any of the language from some of the places? Did you stay long enough to be able to do that?
I did. I spent quite a bit of time in Tokyo, and I picked up a little conversational Japanese, which I don't have now. But it was more really, I got really spoiled there, particularly in Japan, because people came from all over the world. A lot of the models were Brazilian and French and English, English, American, Canadian, whatever. So we all spoke English. So we were the spoiled ones because the common language was English, and everyone had to communicate in English, and then everyone who wanted to learn English had a great opportunity. So we got a little spoiled that way.
Oh, definitely, and it makes it easier when everybody speaks English, because I can't imagine having to do a job in a different language and then you not knowing that language. It makes it, more of like hand talking, like move here, go there, put this on. You have to pay attention that way. Well, was modeling everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, it was fine. It was a great career. It was, I did it from about 14 to 21, and it was just fine. It was, it took me all over, and I did well financially. I learned a lot of life skills, and I quite enjoyed it. I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, I was never, a big cover of Vogue girl or anything like that. I did a lot of commercial print, and I did a lot of catalogs and things like that, and it was great.
Did you do any runway modeling?
I did do a little bit of the runway during show season. Usually the girls who do shows come in, and I'm 5'9", so I'm on the tallish side, but that's the small side of modeling. And so the girls who would come in for show season were like 6'2", and like 5'11" is usually the smallest when it comes to the shows. So I didn't do as many shows. I did a handful during show season, but like I said, during show season it was usually a whole different market. There's girls who come from all over the world to do that as well.
Yeah, I always wonder how they can walk down the runway in those shoes. I mean, you do see every now and again they'll put out some kind of reel on YouTube or even on TV where the models are falling over because of the shoes being so tall. And I always thought to myself, why in the world do they have to do that when models are tall in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. It's part of fashion, I guess.
Yeah, not mine.
Right. I know I'm more of a flip-flops and, boots kind of girl, but that's usually because I just chase after kids all day. I'm like, I'm not doing that in heels.
I know. I know. It's funny how my shoes have changed over the years, too. I used to run around in, 4 or 5 inch heels and not think twice about it. And then once you have the kids and start running around with them, it's either barefoot or gym shoes or something with a flat heel. And it pretty much stayed that way because it's hard to get back into heels again after that.
Oh, yeah. I walk like a duck when I put heels on.
Yeah.
I try to have grace.
Yeah.
It doesn't always show up.
Yeah. Well, moving into TV, it seems like over the past few years there have been a lot of comic book series that have turned into TV shows, and yet still more are coming this fall. With being on Smallville, what do you think it is that makes these shows so popular?
That's a great question. In a lot of my thoughts on that are that, of course, the comic book world, that genre world, has always been really popular in the genre world. But my opinion that it's crossed over into mainstream and pop culture is really the simple fact that effects have gotten so good and so accessible. And so now that we've got all this computer technology, we have, the vision behind it. The stuff that you used to see just on page can now be brought to life, and it's done really, really well. And so I feel like that's been the big transition. And, there's no denying that genre world has been very popular in the past. I just feel like now it's mainstream again because of the effects. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think so too, and I know it's very exciting for fans of comic books, my husband being one that collects, comic books, and I don't even know if he reads them anymore these days, but I know he used to. So that makes it exciting to actually see it, acted out on screen, and whether it be on TV or even film. I mean, gosh, there's so many films out there these days with them as well. Yeah,
for sure. And again, I just think we've got these amazing visual effects to accompany the storylines that people love, and I think at a certain point, business wants to rely on something that works, and when you have an X-Men that makes X amount of dollars, you go and make an X-Men 2 and 3 and 4. And it's just why deviate from the success?
Exactly. As long as it keeps pulling in the money. Because a lot of times when you do a 2, a 3, and a 4, they're never as good as the first one. But lately, that seems to be false. It seems like they're doing just as well and sometimes even better, which is great business-wise. Of course, for the actors and anybody that's written the film or is, directly involved with the film.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which is great.
Now,
and you're just seeing these big, huge budget films now that you're not seeing that middle tier film anymore that used to be like the Pretty Woman's and the romantic comedy genre that was so popular in the 90s. Now I think you're seeing that chunk of money, that $20 million, $30 million movies are going to television, and we're seeing it on cable series now, which the television writing has gotten so amazing.
Oh, for sure. And I absolutely love comedies. I'm huge on comedies and love stories and when they're combined and that. So as far as these types of films like Transformers and that, I may watch them because of my G-Kids. And for those of you out there, I called them G-Kids because I'm not grandma, I'm Nana, so that's how that comes about. So I'm just explaining that to you.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you meant like G-rated kids.
Yeah.
But that's funny, G-Kids.
Yeah.
Like Glamma. I like Glamma.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Who is it? Nene Leakes. I think Nene Leakes started that one.
Oh, yeah, it's good, Glamma.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So I may watch some of those movies with them because they're all into that, but then the only thing that comes about is they start doing the thing like, oh, I want this, I want that, because they come out with the little toys then, and you got to start making that Christmas list.
Yes.
So, how did you get the part of Black Canary? I mean, how did it come about for you?
It was just an audition. In fact, I didn't know what the character was. It was just a new, it was just a guest star at the time, possibly recurring. And I just went in and I auditioned, and then they called a couple weeks later and said, okay, you got the part, but we're not going to tell you what the part is. And I'm like, what do you mean? They said it's top secret. And then they called back like 2 hours later and like, okay, we're going to tell you what the part is, but you can't tell anyone. If it gets leaked, we know it's you. And so they said, it's the Black Canary. And I was like, oh, who's the Black Canary? So then I went to Google and I Googled the Black Canary, and the first thing that came up was her in this like lingerie and like fishnets. And I was like, I have 2 kids. I don't know if I can wear that. I don't know if it'll all fit in there properly. And and then it ended up, working out, and I ended up doing a chunk of time on Smallville, which was so fun. I think they were trying to figure out what they were going to do with the Green Arrow and the Black Canary, and they did have a spin-off idea in the works. I came on season 7, and then, of course, after Smallville finished, they went on and did Arrow, but they had been talking about it a long time. I know they had talked to Laura about doing a spin-off with Supergirl, and I mean, every time I walked down the hall and passed the producer, he'd be like, hey, Black Canary, Thursday night, it's going to be your show. And, nothing, of course. So I think they were looking for something.
They shouldn't tease you like that.
Right. Well, I think they were genuinely looking for an opportunity. And of course, Arrow's been very successful, which is nice. But, I think, and now Flash is the spinoff of that. And so I think, like you said, just the genre world is really popular, so.
Definitely. And you never know. There may come a day where they'll knock on your door and say, it's happening, so just be ready for that. Now, as far as Smallville is concerned, did you go back and watch the episodes to get familiar with it once you got that part?
I watched a few episodes just to get the tone of the show, but I didn't watch it to, follow it. So I still haven't seen the whole show. It's a big commitment. 10 years.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough that I knew the tone of the show, and I came on in season 7, and so it was really the turning point where they were, focusing a lot on the Justice League and about Clark becoming Superman and that whole journey, and so my character was very much a part of that Justice League experience.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to just do a little bit of research, I think, to bring a fresh way of doing a character, even if it's a new character. Does that make sense to you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes, you don't want to get stuck in trying to replicate what's already been done. I think you want to bring a perspective, but you're right. It's important to sort of know where you're going and what you're walking into.
Definitely. Now, to bring up my next show, it is my all-time favorite show. I never miss an episode, ever, and that's Supernatural. And, of course, you play Abaddon, the Queen of Hell on there. Oh, my God, I love that show. Oh, my gosh. And I have to say, how could someone so evil be so beautiful?
It's so much fun. I love playing that character. She's such a, again, it was just one of those things where it was I got an audition and my first thought was, because it was season 8, and I was like, wow, that show's still on, and I hadn't seen the show, and I just knew of it, but it was season 8, and I'm like, wow, shows don't last like that anymore, and so I went for the audition and ended up getting that job, and that was really just supposed to be a 1-episode thing, and it turned into, a whole series arc, where it brought me back in season 9, and so it's been a really fun character to play. She's so, sassy. I just, it's not me at all. I mean, it's so, I don't know, it's just really powerful when you find a character like that you can really just sort of explore and play with and delve into, and it's just fun. It's just great fun going to work.
Oh, I can imagine. And being on set with all of those talented actors, I mean, my gosh. And I noticed, too, that I think it was Misha Collins had tweeted a picture of you and him blowing on glass. I thought that was so funny. Is he the jokester on the set, or is that just something that happened?
They all are. He's just like a social media king, you know. He's like, let's post a picture, and it can't just be a picture of us smiling. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, come on, do you know how to do this? And I'm like, no. And his mouth was humongous. I'm like, how do you do that? So he tried to teach me, and that's what was captured, and it's been retweeted like 12,000 times or something ridiculous.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's what he does. No, that's what he does, and he's really interactive with the fans, which is awesome. But I think it's more Jared and Jensen that are pranksters. They don't play pranks on me, but I've heard that they're more the pranksters, and they're, you know, it's tough to go to work. Let me tell you, working with those guys, all of them.
Yeah, I watched a gag reel from season 9. I think it was just yesterday, and oh my God, I was just laughing so hard because basically it was Jared and Jensen doing all of it, so I could see that happening. I can't even imagine being on set. I would suppose that once it's time, most of the time, to do the lines that they're, you know, serious and professional, and they do it, but every now and again somebody forgets their lines or something, and then it turns into this big funny joke, so... But that makes it nice to go to work too.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's so fun. It's just a blast over there.
And gorgeous guys. Hello.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But I have to say that I watched most of the episodes through my fingers because of the chopping off of heads and blood everywhere and things like that. But it's something that I don't know. I started watching it because of Jensen. I used to watch him on Days of Our Lives, and then got hooked on it, and it's been that way ever since. So every now and again, if my family's around, they'll see me looking through my fingers. But it's a show I can't stop watching because it's that good.
Yeah, it's great, and it's got that fandom that has been watching for whatever reason, you know, that they started on it, then they've stuck with it. It's definitely got its own fan base, which is wonderful, and the fan base is so amazing. I mean, I'm just so impressed with how gracious and accepting and loving they are. I feel so blessed to have entered this family of like love. It's awesome.
Well, we hope that we're going to see more of Abaddon, however you want to say it, in season 10. So I don't know if you're allowed to tell us anything, but we're hoping to see more of you on there because you fit right in with them.
Well, I am willing. If they come back to me, we will definitely be talking. But you know, as far as I know, I'm dead.
Oh, no. Nobody's ever dead on that show. It's just like soap operas.
Right. Yes.
You can always be brought back to life somehow, some way. So maybe we'll start tweeting Jim or somebody out there and letting them know we'd like to see you back on.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
Are these types of shows like Supernatural and the sci-fi shows like you did with Stargate Universe your forte or your favorite to do? Because when I was looking through your IMDb, I didn't see a lot of comedies on there.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's sort of just the work that I've gotten. It's not really what I've sought to do. It's just sort of the work that's come, and I'm grateful for it. And I certainly can do more, and I'm willing to. And I definitely audition and read and prepare for different roles. But yeah, it just so happens that the shows that I'm known for are those shows.
Well, just out of curiosity, when did you know you wanted to be an actress? Was that something that started out when you were younger, when you were a little kid, like my daughter? I want to be a movie star at the age of 3.
Well, yeah, ish. I mean, I was 6, and I remember, about 5 or 6, maybe even younger. We watched the movie Annie all the time, and, you know, they go to the movies, and they see that beautiful Camille movie with Greta Garbo, and she dies in it, and she's so dramatic, and I was like, I want to do that. I love that. And that was sort of always in the back of my mind. And then, like I said, you know, I did a little bit of television when I was a kid. I did some children's theater, and then the modeling sort of took its own path. And I found my way back to modeling or to acting in my early 20s, and I've sort of just grown my career ever since.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was just curious about that. Well, another thing I want to bring up is Comic-Con, because of such of huge followings of the shows. They have a lot of Comic-Cons everywhere, and I know you have one coming up in New York. What's it like being there and interacting with the fans?
Oh, it's amazing. The fans are amazing. They're always so wonderful and gracious and just genuinely happy to be there and be a part of that environment. And I love them. I do them because I love them. I love that interaction, and I think that I feel like it's, you know, my version of like a concert or something where you can really be present. And I love doing the panels, and I love taking questions, and it's just a really genuine experience for me. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Well, I have to ask because I know I've seen it on TV as a spoof where somebody goes to Star Trek, Comic-Con things, and they dress up as their favorite characters. Is that something that happens at these Comic-Cons?
Oh, yeah, cosplay, for sure.
Oh, wow. I can't even imagine doing that, but those are super fans.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome, for sure.
I like that. I like that idea, but you won't catch me doing it. I would just come to you and say, nice to meet you, I love you, and that's it.
Yeah, and, there's a lot of that, too.
Yeah. Now, do you get a chance to interact with any of the other shows that are there?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another reason I love it. It's a great opportunity to meet other people and to sort of network and create with other people and be a part of, the whole world that we're in and in a very familiar setting.
What date is the New York Comic-Con that's coming up? I think it's soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend, the 19th through the 21st.
Okay. Well, I know they've had them in Chicago. I just haven't gotten to one yet. But someday I hope to, because they look like they're a lot of fun, and you get to meet so many of your favorite actors and actresses. And I have a friend that lives in Atlanta who's actually a co-host on this show, and she gets to go to them all the time, and she talks about them. I'm so jealous of her.
Right.
But, she's single, and she can do things like that, so...
Exactly. Well, DragonCon's a big one, and that's Atlanta. It's fun, but yeah, they're definitely. It's like a lot of people's like vacation time. That's what they do for their family fun time. So yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle choice for sure.
Yeah, lots of money in there, but it's worth it, I believe. So one of these days.
So, yeah.
But I also wanted to bring up something else. I saw a tweet on your Twitter page about a Comic-Con at sea next year.
Yeah.
Could you tell us anything about that? Oh my gosh!
All I know is it's Comic-Con at sea, and they have a website, and that's that. There's oh my goodness! I'm sorry, I just walked into my kitchen and it looks like it exploded. Okay.
Welcome home.
Well, there's water all over the place. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know, this is weird. Okay, it's called Comic-Con at Sea, and I believe they have a website, and you just, I guess, go to the website and figure that part out, because I have no idea. This is the first I've ever heard of it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll look that up, and I'll tweet it out and post it on my Facebook and that for people that may be interested in going to one. I wonder if that's the first one or if this is something they've been doing and I just happen to notice it.
No, I believe it's the first one because it's the first I've ever heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
all right,
it just
well, I have
kind of
to
came
check
to
that
me,
out.
and I think, yeah, but they do have quite a few actors and directors and a whole bunch of different people, so it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun, and maybe if you go to it, that's something you could take your family on. A cruise would be great for them, with to interact with all of these.
I am actually taking my husband. That's going to be our little getaway because I do these things that I do that are overseas. I usually take a kid or two, but this time I'm taking my husband.
Ah, that'll be nice for you guys. I like that. Now, just a couple of fun questions for you before I let you go. what is your hidden talent?
Oh, I think patience, maybe.
Yeah.
I have 4 kids. That is it is a virtue, yes. I think that would have to be the one. That's definitely the one that I practice the most.
Right. I have 4 kids too. Completely understand. So even anybody out there with 1 or 2, they'll understand that as well.
Yes.
Now, what would you like to do that you haven't done yet?
Oh gosh, there's so much. I would love to do. I'd love to do a period piece. I love dramatic film. I would love to do any of that. I would love to. I love the television stuff that I've done, but there's so many great shows out there that I would love to be a part of. A similar style, like genre. I love The Bates Motel. I think it's such a great show, and of course, there's great shows like Game of Thrones that are again in the genre world, but it's kind of got a lot of the old, the heavy costumes and that kind of stuff, character development, stuff like that. So really, I would love to do a lot of stuff.
I always wonder, because you used to hear back in the old days, we'll say, about those period pieces, that those costumes are very, very heavy. I'm wondering if they change that and make it so it looks like that period piece, but not as heavy as it used to be. So just keep that in mind if you get a part on there.
Right, exactly.
From my co-host, I have another co-host, David, who couldn't be with us tonight. He asked, if someone were to write a movie of your life, who would you want to play you?
Oh, well, I don't think my life is quite this dramatic, but Angelina Jolie, maybe.
Oh,
because I love her.
Yeah. I know
her.
that. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be great. I would love to see that. And she's got enough kids to understand.
Right? She has a few more than me, but
yeah,
all part of it. Yeah.
And last question is, what would Alaina now tell 16-year-old Alaina?
Oh, gosh.
Advice.
Oh, I would say, I would tell, I think most 16-year-olds this, to be honest, but I would say that you're unique and, you're talented, and you need to continue to follow your passion and do what you love, and not let your insecurities get in the way. Because, I could tell myself that now. But I think it's one of those things that, we all deal with. And, that's absolutely one. Just moving into my 30s from my 20s, it's a big difference in your, building your confidence and just having that security and that understanding of who you are. So just to I don't know, somehow make her get that would be amazing, and it would save me like 12 years.
Right? And I think that goes with just about anything a 16-year-old wants to do. It doesn't even have to be acting.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
A computer specialist. So, just follow your dream.
Anything and everything.
And don't let anything hold you back.
Yeah. And just know who you are, and know how unique you are at what you do. And, go for it for sure.
Definitely. Great advice. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, Alaina. I really, really appreciate it. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And I hope to get to Comic-Con one day to meet you.
Yes, please. That'd be lovely. Well, thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon.
You too, and I hope everything's okay at home.
Thanks. Yeah, no, literally. I think my son was playing in the sink, and there's literally 5 inches of water in my kitchen right now. So this will be so fun.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, but you love them dearly.
Right.
Remember that.
Yes. Oh, yes. Be patient. That's what I'm working with. Awesome. Well, have a wonderful afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
And for our listeners, be sure to follow Alaina on Twitter at Alaina Huffman. It's ALAINAHUFFMAN. And again, I want to thank you all for your patience, for waiting for our guest to come on. And it was a lot of fun speaking with her. I wish she could have told us, though, that, they had reached out to her from Supernatural to bring her back on again. But I'm sure we'll see her at other places, and if you're able to get to the Comic-Con, please go. You can always share your pictures and write a little, write up about it, a little blog. I'd be happy to put that on the website. We have a fan section, and anytime anybody wants to share their time, their pictures and that, send them to me at take2radio@gmail.com, and that's with the number 2, and I'd be happy to post them for everybody else to be able to look at and go through, kind of feel like they were there by looking at your pictures and how much fun you had. So with that, I'm going to thank everybody for joining me tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on Take Two Radio Music for our special guest, Luke Potter, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then again next week, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the Indie Music Show. And also on Tuesday, September 16th, for Brandy Maxwell from Hollywood Wives LA. And all of that information is on my websites, which is take2radio.com and also take2radiomusic.com. So check them out. And have a good night, everybody. Take care. God bless you.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit take2radio.com.